Hey, buddy. I wanted to share my story. So this isn't. I'm not saying that I've diagnosed you, or like you have the same story. I just wanted to share to give you some perspective. So, one thing I know that's changed in me is I know that I wasn't in the military, I wasn't in combat, I wasn't wounded, any of that stuff. So I'm not saying we're the same, but my profession is one of rescuing people and protecting people. So in the way, just call us both kind of like warriors, that mindset. And I know, and I've seen it in guys that I've worked with that actually are ex-military or law enforcement or just fire, but sometimes it's really difficult to see where that's applicable, that warrior mindset of where is the next adversary, and this perspective of other, versus we're all the same in a way. And so it's a difficult and insidious mindset in some ways, and also really valuable and protective and heroic and to be commended. But the thing is if we're always looking for the next fight or the next threat, then we're also not acknowledging the higher part of ourselves. So for me, I didn't understand how, what drove me to act the way I did, what the inputs were on my life, and long story short, I ended up just this really judgmental, smaller version of who I could be, one that saw the world as one of scarcity, and that I needed to protect my own, and more than just protect my family, but protect my own time and my own love, and my own energy. And it was really damaging to myself, my relationships with Allison, and my kids. I was a shitty father, I think. I was a great guy in one aspect, that I was, engaged, and we did some things, but I was way too judgmental and reactive, and same way with Allison. Anyway, I went on my own journey, my own hero's journey, and realized that the belief is unshakable in me now that we're all vastly more similar than we are different inside. Man, this life is really fucking hard and full of challenges. And for lack of wisdom or opportunity, understanding of what the human animal is in human nature, I think we end up in a really reactive way, and that causes people to not be anywhere close to their best selves. I think people are trying to do their best. Sometimes it's particularly shitty, even when they, so I think people are trying to do their best most of the time, and oftentimes, way too often, they don't have the resources to be their best self, through any number of reasons, some of which are their own personal failings, and a lot of times it's just the nature of the human condition. So what I was getting at is that, when I had that epiphany that we are much, much more similar inside than we are different, one of the things that I found creeping back into my life, especially with the political climate now, but one of the things that evaporated me was judgment and judgment of other people. I'm an observer. I think people like us that are warriors are observers of people, but I don't judge and I don't condemn, and I don't, and I try just to see the humanity of it. So someone that, who I might vehemently disagree with or feel like is acting in a shitty way, try and see them as a kid, right? Before they got to where they got. So what I'm getting at is that this time spent focusing on narratives that are not aligned with the worldview that's most productive for me, which is that we're all trying our best. We're much more similar than we are. The reasons we act in these shitty ways that we all do at times are because we're fighting this battle between our better selves and our baser natures of animals in reaction. For me, my life is just better off when I'm trying to be my best. But I guess this is the point I was trying to convey to you particularly, is that, give me a moment. Hold on, I'll be back. No, I'll just cut this out. Oh, this is what it is there is a way to see the world for all its struggle and destruction and discrimination and harm and horrible acts, and still love humanity and the human condition in a way that allows you to want to help people. So I guess it's, a philosophy that's aligned with, Christ, if he's talking about love your brother and forgive him of his sins, or Buddhism, which is, it's our expectation, and life can be one of suffering, depending on our perspectives, or Stoicism, of, what we control is what we react to things. And so oftentimes when I'm in a tough place, I need to back out to the view of planet Earth throughout the last several 100,000 years from the moon, and see that we're all down here struggling to do our best, mistreating each other, mistreating ourselves. But in the arc of humanity, there's still something compelling and worthy in human beings. And so that's how I try and see him. And that aligns with me of trying to be the best version of myself, the best to transcend, really, that self-actualization. And what I believe is, if I can help others be better versions of themselves by seeing the things by which they're triggered and how the world impacts them in reality, then they can take a step towards the best aspects of human nature and of themselves, and by whatever small measure that is, bit by bit, the world will become a better place. And so that's my mission. The point is that helping myself be better, helping other people be better, is going to make the world a better place. And that's what I try and wake up with every day and remind myself of daily, because it ain't easy. It's not easy for me. But that's what I got, brother. Be well.